Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to see about the anastomosis around the scapula. So it could be dealt under two topics. One is the anastomosis around the body of the scapula and anastomosis over the acromion process of the scapula. First let us see the anastomosis around the body of the scapula. So this anastomosis occurs over three fossae. One is the subscapular fossa, the supraspinatus fossa and the infraspinatus fossa. In this video, we are particularly going to concentrate on the posterior aspect of the scapula, that is mainly the supraspinatus and infraspinatus fossae. So before going into the topic proper, let us take a look on the branches of the subclavian artery and as well as the axillary artery. This subclavian artery, it is divided into three parts by the muscle scalenus anterior. And this axillary artery is divided into three parts by the pectoralis minor muscle. Let us see the branches of the subclavian artery first. So from the first part of the subclavian artery there arises two branches. One is the internal thoracic artery and the other one is thyrocervical trunk. So from the first part arises two branches. One is the internal thoracic artery and the other one is the thyrocervical trunk. From the second part of the subclavian artery arises a branch called costocervical trunk. And then from the third part arises another branch called dorsal scapular artery. Now coming to the axillary artery. So from the first part arises one branch called superior thoracic artery. And from the second part of the axillary artery arises two branches, namely the thoracoacromial artery and lateral thoracic artery. And from third part arises three branches, namely subscapular artery, from which rises the circumflex scapular and thoracodorsal artery, and then posterior and anterior circumflex humeral artery. Again I am repeating. So from the axillary artery, from first part rises one branch, from second part two branches, and from third part three branches. So from the first part it is superior thoracic artery, and in the second part two branches rises. One is the thoracoacromial artery and lateral thoracic artery, and from the third part it is the subscapular artery and posterior and anterior humeral circumflex arteries. Let us first take a look on the anastomosis around the body of the scapula. So here you can see this is the subclavian artery and it is divided into three parts by the scalenus anterior muscle. Here you can see the scalenus anterior muscle. So this is the subclavian artery which is divided into three parts by this muscle. So this is the first part of the subclavian artery and this is the second part, and here you could see the third part of the subclavian artery, right? So from the first part of the subclavian artery arises a branch called the thyrocervical trunk. So this is the thyrocervical trunk arising from the first part of the subclavian artery. From the thyrocervical trunk arises two branches. One is the suprascapular artery and the other one is the deep branch of transverse cervical artery. These two arteries rising from the thyrocervical trunk, they take part in anastomosis over the body of the scapula. And another branch, the circumflex scapular artery. So here you could see the circumflex scapular artery, which is in turn a branch from the subscapular artery, which is in turn a branch of the axillary artery from the third part of the axillary artery. So here you could see this is the subscapular artery arising from the third part of the axillary artery, from which rises the circumflex scapular artery. So these three arteries mainly take part in anastomosis over the body of the scapula. So the first artery is the suprascapular artery arising from the thyrocervical trunk, which in turn arises from the subclavian artery, and the deep branch of transverse cervical artery, which is in turn a branch of the thyrocervical trunk, which in turn arises from the subclavian artery, and the circumflex scapular artery, which is a branch from the subscapular artery, which is in turn a branch of the third part of the axillary artery. So these three arteries mainly take part in anastomosis over the body of the scapula. Let me mention you in a simple way. So see, this is the first part of the subclavian artery from which rises a branch called the thyrocervical trunk. So from the thyrocervical trunk arises two other branches. One is the deep branch of transverse cervical artery, and the other one is the suprascapular artery. And from the third part of the axillary artery arises a branch called subscapular artery, from which the circumflex scapular artery arises. So these three arteries, the deep branch of transverse cervical artery, the suprascapular artery and the circumflex scapular artery, these three arteries in turn anastomose with each other over the body of the scapula. So in simple terms, the anastomosis around the body of the scapula can be called as the anastomosis between the first part of the subclavian artery and third part of the axillary artery. Then coming to the anastomosis over the acromion process. Hope you all know that the subclavian artery continues as the axillary artery. Coming to the arteries taking part in anastomosis over the acromion process. So see, the acromion branches of suprascapular artery, the acromion branches of thoracoacromial artery and the acromion branches of posterior circumflex humeral artery takes part in anastomosis over the acromion process. So again I am repeating, the acromion branches of suprascapular artery, which in turn arises from the thyrocervical trunk, which is in turn a branch of the subclavian artery, and the acromion branches of the thoracoacromial artery, which is in turn a branch of the axillary artery, and the acromion branches of the posterior circumflex humeral artery, which is in turn a branch of the axillary artery. So here you could see the thoracoacromial artery arising from the axillary artery, that is from the second part of the axillary artery. So the acromion branches of the thoracoacromial artery and the acromion branches of the suprascapular artery, which in turn arises from the thyrocervical trunk, which is in turn a branch of the first part of the subclavian artery, and the acromion branches of the posterior circumflex humeral artery. These three arteries take part in anastomosis over the acromion process. So anastomosis over the acromion process. Let us deal that in a simple way. So see, this is the subclavian artery and here is the axillary artery. So from the first part of the subclavian artery arises thyrocervical trunk, from which the suprascapular artery arises. And this suprascapular artery, this gives small branches to the acromion process, that is the acromion branches. And from the axillary artery, from the second part of the axillary artery arises the thoracoacromial artery, from which arises small acromial branches. And from the third part of the axillary artery arises posterior circumflex humeral artery, which also gives some acromial branches to the acromion process. So these acromial branches from the suprascapular artery and from the thoracoacromial artery and from the posterior circumflex humeral artery, they anastomose with each other over the acromion process. So this anastomosis over the acromion process, in a simple way, it can be called as the anastomosis between the first part of the subclavian artery and the second and third parts of the axillary artery.